I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my creative healing course is filled with hours of exclusive content. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about my ex got serious with someone else right away. Talk about awful, Margaret.
Oh.
Talk about awful.
I just knew I wasn't good enough.
If being broken up with isn't the worst thing, to have them leave you for somebody else or date somebody new right afterwards, that just is like 1,000 times worse.
Oh, God, yes.
Okay?
You're left with no self-esteem.
Yeah.
It's not only on the floor, it's in the basement.
Yeah, especially if they said, I don't want to be in a relationship right now, and then 3 weeks later, they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And
or
you're like,
3 days later. Yeah.
Or 3 days later, exactly. It's brutal. It's brutal. And, you know, I have to say, I just want to say this up front. When you're going through it, it feels like that next person is going to replace you, and they're going to get serious, and they're going to be together forever.
And they're going off into the sunset together any day
yes.
now. Yes.
And I've been through that, Margaret.
I know.
And you helped me see many, many years ago that it wasn't the case, even though I was absolutely convinced that it would be.
Well, and most people are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know she hooked up with this guy really fast, and this is it. Probably not.
The reason that it looks like that is because in the beginning it's so exciting and new, and the other people are fantasizing about how wonderful this new person is going to be.
Yeah, new people are always wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, you know, several months later, it usually falls apart.
Right.
But that in that time, it feels like that it's never going to turn around. That's it. We're done. We're over. And they're just getting more and more attached to me. They're not going to care about me. Their bond for me is gone. Talk about that, Margaret. The bond for me is gone. They're no longer attached to me. Is that possible?
No, it's really not. If you date someone for any length of time, you spend time with them, you live with them, you cook with them, you have sex with them, you don't forget that person in 5 minutes. It's just not human to be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's the very rare person who is so attachment damaged that they could do that and say, oh, well, I'll just get another one. No, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Even though it feels like it should. And there's always that ubiquitous third party who wants to tell you how great your ex looks out at the bar with the new guy.
Yep.
She looks really happy.
She's
she looks
so
great
happy.
Physically. Yeah, yeah. What she is possibly is relieved that she has finally broken up with you because she felt like she had to.
Yeah. But many times it doesn't last too long.
No, it doesn't.
Sometimes it does.
But not
sometimes, but I would say probably 3%.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't give it much.
Oh, no.
Right?
But it's what it feels like, I think, to the person who's been abandoned, essentially.
So I had a short Instagram message today, and I got an email coaching, too, that we're going to get to.
Can I add one more thing?
Sure.
The other thing is, you always think that the person never loved you. If she could do this to me, if we could be together for a year, and now, you know, in less than 3 weeks, she's with this other guy, it means she never loved me. Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't. People have to go cold in order to break up when they feel they have to.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that. And people are startled when I say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I asked people today, before we started filming, if they would share any kind of success story they had in the DM to me, and I pulled this one out. They said, "Hi Craig, I'm not trying to weasel my way out of paying for coaching. I just want to thank you for helping me go through the breakup and giving me hope. I was always doing the work, but now I'm working even harder. I couldn't sleep for days until a friend of mine recommended your channel. The videos calmed me down and made me go pursue what I can control. Thank you for being true to the people and not a scam artist. We need more people like you and Margaret. Thank you for
very
you
much.
guys all recommending us to friends and family.
Yes.
We always appreciate that you guys are willing to share us, and when your friends are struggling with their relationship, that you put them onto our channel. We always appreciate that. So thank you. And for saying we're not scam artists.
Yeah, we're not scam artists, honest to God.
I couldn't live with myself.
No.
If I was acting like some of those other coaches.
You mean you're decent and have ethics? Wow.
Imagine that, Margaret.
Imagine that. It's nice to find people who are decent and have ethics.
Yes. What many of you guys don't work with is Margaret and I worked with low-income families for almost our entire career.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I did this because I was passionate about it, right? And because I knew I could be successful at it and could change breakups and the understanding of breakups, right? And
Right.
and I always had the plan. Honestly, I always had the plan of bringing Margaret on board, and that was always a part of what I was going to do when I started the channel. She wasn't on board for a couple of years, right? Probably about 2 years.
Yeah.
And now the new coach has been training with us since last July. But what you don't know is she helped me do volumes 1 through 10 of the workbooks. Really, they look gorgeous and incredible because of her.
Yeah.
And the very first day I started filming videos and recording videos, even before I launched the channel, we filmed 2 videos together. So she has been in the background of this the entire time. And maybe I will show you guys that video because I know there will be doubters out there. But you can actually, if I do launch it, you'll actually see the upload date was before anything had ever come out before.
And when you get to meet her, you will love her.
She's fantastic.
She's wonderful.
She's fantastic, and we'll talk to you about the training that she's had. But she won't be doing any coachings anytime soon. She will be training, and she will be on video, so you guys get to know her. But you're gonna love her. Yep.
Absolutely.
So-
We wouldn't hire any scam artists.
No, we're not about that scam artist life. I want to be like,
Right.
I'll be nice. So this was an email coaching from a guy in his mid-40s dating a woman in her late 20s. Okay? So he said, my ex broke up with me in early May after about 10 months, saying there was no spark. But people with ulterior motives influenced her to break up with me.
Said she or says he? You don't know at this point.
We don't know at this point. But it's certainly a red flag that either he's not sure or has this woman not individuated that she can make her own decisions?
Exactly. Yep.
We continued to be friends with benefits until late June when she got into a relationship I believe is a rebound. Okay, so this is what I was talking about is right away after the relationship, she started dating somebody new. He says, I took the breakup fine, but lost it when they started dating the other guy. See, that's what I'm saying, Margaret, is that he at first he was okay, then you find out there's somebody else involved and it's just devastating. Oh, it's the worst feeling. I did not contact her after, but she contacted me indirectly on the 4th of July. She then moved in with the guy on the 5th.
Oh, do you think she has a little trouble with decisions?
She's got a little trouble with something, Margaret.
Yeah.
But it's certainly very bizarre behavior, right? And it's going to go on. She then sent me another message a few days later, and we started talking. And mind you, she's just moved in with this new guy. She's broken up with him. Why is she reaching out to him if she's broken up with him and wants to be with this new guy who she's living with?
Oh, this poor lady has no idea what she wants. It doesn't sound like. Okay.
We made plans to get together to do my taxes, but then I screwed up and started liking things on her Facebook. So now, what that probably made her feel like, oh no, he's publicly putting this out there. This new guy that I'm living with is seeing it.
This.
Yep. I realized what I did and tried to go no contact again with a short message that was worded poorly. She then blocked me on Facebook. I found out later her boyfriend and best friend told her to block me, and she did that for about 4 days. This girl's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That people are telling her to block them, so she does it, then she unblocks them. I mean, the amount of mixed messages here, it's enough to make you
terrible.
nuts.
It would be enough to make anybody nuts, yeah.
She then unblocked me and then told me it was okay to come in on that Saturday to talk, meaning I guess for the taxes. It went well until her boyfriend showed up.
Okay.
So he must have known somehow.
Mm-hmm.
We started texting and I went in again and we talked and it was going really well, talking about past sex and future plans. Then the boyfriend showed up again. This guy, he knows something's up, right?
Sure does.
I mean, this girl just moved in with him and he already doesn't trust her.
No, he
but look
doesn't.
at her behavior. She's like, what is she doing here? She breaks up with him. A month later moves in with a new guy. The day after, she's messaging him again. She's talking with this guy about sex.
She's not sure what she wants,
Yeah.
clearly.
A week later, still texting every now and then, I go back to tell her I wanted to back off for a while.
Good for him.
You know, I think he should have just backed off. I don't think there was any reason to tell her he was going to back off.
No.
I think he got over anxious and he was like, oh, I'm going to tell her I'm backing off. He panicked. She said she didn't want me to. Of course she's going to tell you she doesn't want you to back off because she's confused and you're her other option.
Right.
Why screw it up with this other guy
Right.
here? It might not work, so I don't want you to back off.
I want to keep you breadcrumbed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I told her what I want, not begging. It went really well. She did tell me there's no chance of getting back together, but hesitantly. Margaret?
You got to take it at face value. She said the words.
It's so odd to me that he says it went really well, and then literally, there's not even a comma. Well, she did tell me there's no chance of getting back together.
He enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah.
But you can't read anybody's mind. If she said the words, hesitant doesn't count.
She's certainly giving him mixed messages.
Oh, God, yes.
Right? All over the place. Because she's laughing and probably having a good time with him, but then she's saying, but we're never getting back together.
Exactly. That's my vision, too.
And she was understanding and still wanted me around. I mean, could you imagine being this other guy? If you found out what she was doing with this other guy that she just left to be with you?
I'd like to know what age the other guy is.
I don't know what the other guy is.
Okay.
He didn't mention. We then joked and stuff. This Tuesday, I went in and she flirted with me and told me she was unhappy with the boyfriend. Mind you, she's only been with this new guy for like a month.
What a surprise.
Ay. She wanted me to send this video I made for her and a sex story, which I'm good at.
Where did she want him to send it?
I guess to text her some kind of sex story, which I'm good at. I like the part that he added, which I'm good at.
Okay.
That kind of
What's
makes
your
me
hobby?
laugh.
I write sex stories.
I write sex stories.
Yeah.
I don't know what the video is. I probably don't
No,
want
you
to
don't
know
wanna know.
what the video is. He said it felt like old times. I went in and talked to her the next morning.
So obviously she has an office where she does taxes. Is that it?
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Right.
She said that night that she got drunk and talked with the boyfriend and found out he is hung up on his ex as well, and they made up. So now that she was afraid she was going to lose this guy, she was like, oh no, we have to make up. So
Good
predictable.
Lord. Well, of course, they jumped into it way too fast.
Of
and
course.
then found out that they were not over their exes, which were 2 minutes old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We then talked some more, and she wanted to keep reaching for me, but would pull back and kept saying how good looking I was. Then the boyfriend showed up, surprise, and made a scene with me in front of her. He then left, and she was hurting and wanted him to come back. She asked me to leave. She texted me later she wasn't mad or upset with me. I texted the next morning to make sure she was okay. I told her I didn't want to cause her any more problems for her. I would understand. She again said she wasn't mad or upset with me, but needed a few. I'm leaving her alone, but not sure what I should do. Any help?
Oh, it's hard to know where to begin, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Now, how old is she?
I'll go back and look. She is in her late 20s. I think she was fairly close to 30.
And he's?
Mid 40s.
Mid 40s. Okay.
I don't know about the other guy. Well, let me start with this. How she's treating this other guy is how she's going to treat you. If she already hasn't done these things.
Right.
She doesn't seem very faithful to me. Okay? If she's in a relationship, I mean, let's just say that she didn't talk to this guy until you guys were broken up. Let's say she did meet him later. Even if that's the case, look at how disrespectful she's being to the new boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Telling you to send sex stories, telling you how good looking you are, telling you she doesn't want you to leave her alone. I mean,
but there's no chance of getting back together, and she's with the other guy.
Exactly, who she's moved in with.
That would be enough to make anybody crazy.
Yeah. But imagine being the other guy. Imagine if he knew how she was really behaving. So my point is, look at that. She could do that to you if you got back together with her. If she didn't already do it with this guy beforehand.
And we'll do it.
Then we have the issue of people influence her to break up with you so she does it.
That's very strange. I'd love to know the truth about that.
I suspect it's probably the best friend and this other guy. I think that's who was influencing her to break up with him.
If it's even true. But if that's the case, there are people who can't manage a one-on-one relationship and always somehow manage to drag in a third party.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost sounds a bit like that. I can't do one-on-one with you, I can't do one-on-one with my boyfriend, but if I keep both of you, I can kind of juggle in a way that works for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I won't have to get too close to anybody.
But she sends this guy just enough messages to keep him around.
Right.
But then we'll say, but we're never going to get back together again. You can send me your sex stories, they're wonderful. He's very good.
Very good at it, yeah.
But I'm never going to get back with you. I mean, the mixed messages there, I mean, they're enough to keep him like going nuts and keep him on the hook.
Yeah.
So, I mean, where do we go, Margaret? I mean,
if we ask him what's in it for him, what would he say?
That's a good question. That's something he should think about.
So Joe, or whatever his name is, what's in this for you?
Yeah.
Okay? And it would be very interesting what his perception would be of that. He might think if he hangs in there long enough, she'll come around.
Yep.
I don't know if he wants something temporary or he's looking for something more long-term.
Mm-hmm.
But the decision-making is what scares me. If her boyfriend and her best friend or whoever else is making her decisions for her, then she is nowhere near being a grown-up.
That's right.
The measure of a grown-up is you have to be able to make your own decisions.
That's right. And let's just say if she doesn't get to that point, that means if she gets back together with you and someone influences her to break up with you again,
she'll do it.
Exactly. Like, you're taking a big risk with this woman.
I think so too.
I get a vibe that he doesn't have a lot of experience with women. That I think somebody maybe that had more experience would have really been disgusted by this behavior and walked away.
Either that or he's so in love. Yeah. Whichever it is, I personally don't see what's in it for him. Do you?
Not at this point.
No.
I mean, to me, if you're looking for something meaningful, I mean, I think it's unlikely to find it with her. Right. Not with her acting like this. I mean, you know, she's close to 30 years old. You're 40-something, mid-40s. Yeah. And I would think that you would be looking for something a little bit more meaningful than this. If you're just looking for casual, then I think it'd be okay to date her.
Yeah.
But I think if you get attached to her, you're going to get hurt.
But she seems to want to get serious very quickly with people, right?
Well, she moved in with this new guy after a month. I mean, unless she was
says to
secretly
me-
talking to him.
Which says to me she can't handle being alone. But I don't think she can handle being with anybody either.
Mm-hmm.
And she's creating this crazy triangle circus to try to manage day to day.
Yep. And the other guy is hung up on the other girl, and he's causing all kinds of drama, coming back and forth and making a scene and getting
How many
upset.
people do you know who can do that?
On one hand?
Yeah.
Let me get both hands.
Yeah, let me get both hands. But I mean, this is really crazy.
This is.
Yeah.
And, you know, we see here at the bottom of this email, she said that night she got drunk. So that might be an indication that there's some other issues going on with her with alcohol that we don't know about. But, you know, she's got a new boyfriend. She's flirting with the ex, this guy here. I mean, lots of mixed messages, but then also saying, but we're not getting back together, but send me a sex story.
Right.
But flirting with me, come see me at the office. Let's talk about sex.
Let's say, you know, if you're looking for a normal relationship with her, I think you're going to be disappointed.
And hurt.
And,
I think you're
yeah,
going to get
and
hurt.
Again. Yeah.
Which is my big concern here is like, if you think that you could date her and just have fun and go out and date occasionally, you know, that's a personal decision. You're an adult. You can make that decision for yourself. But I think if you're looking to get attached to somebody, she seems to have some serious attachment issues.
Oh, she certainly does. And just really life management issues.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine every day has some crazy incident in it.
But I would be shocked if this relationship lasted very long with this new guy, even though they got serious real quick. And this is the kind of stuff we see often. Somebody gets into a new relationship right away. They move in with this person. They're so great and so wonderful, and they never really cared about you until it falls apart.
Until it falls apart, which it often does.
And then they're like, what have I done? Right?
Yeah, this guy needs to think about protecting himself and his heart that's already injured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So, you know, even when your ex leaves you to be with somebody else or meets somebody else right away and gets serious with them, I've been doing this far too long to get stressed about that because I know that most of the time it doesn't last very long. And then afterwards, they think about the person that they were truly attached to and cared about. And in many cases, that was you.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You see that too, right?
Yes, indeed.
So hopefully you take all of this in and think about it before you proceed, and you're careful with yourself. And hopefully this helps you guys see that even if your ex, I mean, I've seen exes get engaged to somebody else right away and then come back a few months later begging and pleading for you back because it doesn't work with that new engagement.
What do you think would happen if he went no contact?
I think she'll reach out to him. In fact, I think she would probably reach out to him and give him more mixed messages.
Well, I think he would have to call her on the mixed messages.
In a situation like this, I would agree. I would say for this woman, I would say, why don't you get back with me when you're single? That way she can't use you to triangulate.
Which is exactly what she's doing. Yeah, which is exactly what she's doing.
Yeah. So in a situation like this, I'm not going to let her take advantage of you and hurt you anymore. Right?
Right.
So be careful with this one.
Yeah, and I'm sorry this happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, if you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret, of course, is available for Skype coaching.
If you feel that I can be helpful, please sign up with me.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.